If you're thinking about living in Orlando, Florida, you need to know the good, you need to know the bad, you need to know the pretty and the ugly, and that's what I'm going to be giving to you for free today in this video. The first pro of living in Orlando, Florida is that the job market is growing. Orlando, Florida was not always the best place to get a job. It was pretty much just Disney World here, and the town was, it was the airport, a tiny little downtown area, and then Disney. Orlando, Florida is changing, and you want to, if you're looking for a place to jump in and purchase a home to be a part of massive change, that's right here in Orlando, Florida. Hey guys, Andrew here. If you're ready to move to Orlando, Florida, make sure to subscribe down below so that you can stay up to date on the Orlando, Florida real estate market. My team and I get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you looking to make their move to Orlando, Florida. So if you're ready to move in the next day, in the next month, or the next year, just make sure to reach out to us. We would be more than happy to help make your move to Orlando, Florida go as smoothly as possible. The second pro of living in the Orlando, Florida area is something I can absolutely attest to, and that's the entertainment. You can find a new thing to do here in Orlando, Florida pretty much every single day. And if it's not right here in Orlando, Florida, you're in great proximity to it here in Orlando, Florida. It's not just all about Disney and Universal here. This isn't just theme parks. We have so much to do here. It's a lot of fun. If whatever you're into, I guarantee we can find you something to do here in Orlando, Florida. Pro number 3 is that Orlando, Florida, and this is a secret, this is not really out there in the mainstream yet, Orlando, Florida is a hidden gem for foodies. If you're like me, if you love dining, if you like dressing up to go out to eat, if you love finding that little hole in the wall joint, or if you just need a good coffee shop, whatever you're looking for, foodies, Orlando, Florida is a place for you. You don't have to move to Chicago. You don't have to move to New York City. You don't have to move to Charleston, South Carolina. You can move right here to Orlando and have endless food options. The fourth pro of living in Orlando, Florida is the diverse living options that are available to you. So what do I mean by that? Well, we have a lot of older neighborhoods. We have a ton of new developments. So if you're looking for an older home with a little more character, as people say, there's a lot of that here. If you're looking for a brand new home in a brand new construction community with that more cookie cutter feel, we got that here too. If you want homes that are in a small town area or a place that maintains a small town feel, Windermere, Florida, Winter Park, Winter Garden, all great options for you. If you're looking for luxury, if you're looking for, a place that you're just gated community, mansion, whatever, we have lots of options for that as well. Guys, whatever type of living you're looking for here in Orlando, Florida, you're gonna be able to find it. All different types of living right here in Orlando, Florida, depending on what you're looking for. So keep that in mind, that Orlando, Florida is a place that has diverse options and plenty of them, plenty of diversity when it comes to living opportunities here in Central Florida. And the final pro on this list, at least, remember, not a complete list. There's tons of pros, tons of cons. This is just a couple that I wanted to throw out there. Final pro on this list, though, is the weather. The weather, I think, is more a pro than a con here in Orlando, Florida. Here's a hint. The weather will also be a con. But as of right now, let's talk about the pros of the weather. When it gets to fall and winter and spring, we have incredible weather here. Right now, when I'm filming this, it's probably gonna come out in December, but when I'm filming this, it's November and it's beautiful outside. I don't have to put on 3 layers of clothing just to enjoy walking to my mailbox or walking outside. Year round, you're able to go on your bike rides, you're able to go running. A lot of the time you're able to, in the middle of winter, go to the beach, and it's a nice beach day. So Orlando, Florida, a pro of living here is absolutely the weather. Now, con, number 1. Gotta get into the bad stuff. People like the bad stuff for some reason. And a con of living here in Orlando is the weather. So the last pro was the weather. The weather is also a con. During summer, it is very hot and very humid. And I mean so hot and humid that by the time you get from your garage to your car, if you're parked in the driveway, you're already sweating. Drink a lot of water. Make sure the car's AC is working. Also, we have hurricanes here. They're not as intense as if you were to live on one of the coastal cities. Usually by the time they get to us, they've died down to either a Category 1 or just a tropical storm. But there's still something to consider because they do exist. It is a real thing. So just keep that in mind. Couple cons when it comes to the weather here in Orlando, Florida. So the second con is going to be the annoying critters and creepy crawlies, and I'm not talking about gators. Please don't swim in a lake in Orlando at night. That's just a terrible idea. What is annoying, the actual con of the critters that live here, mosquitoes. I mean, Orlando is a swamp, so we got bugs, lots of bugs. Another bug that we have a lot of here is cockroaches. You're gonna see a cockroach in your house, no matter how clean you keep it, no matter if you keep your home vacuum sealed, whatever you do, a cockroach will find its way in. But that is a con of living here, is the bugs. You know, I would say mainly mosquitoes and cockroaches. So yeah, let's get to the next con. Con number 3 of Orlando, Florida is the terrible traffic. The roads aren't really built for the amount of people that visit and move here, and because of that, traffic can get pretty bad in certain areas. It's pretty rough. Now, they're starting to improve that. They're making changes on some of the major roads that's allowing for, you know, express lanes and quicker travel through different areas, but there's just certain areas, if you can avoid them, please avoid them. Specifically, don't drive near Disney. It's crazy. It's like there's so many people just jammed in there, and that's gonna jump us right into the next con, so I'll see you over there. And the final con, the final point of this video actually, is the tourists, the tourism. It is the lifeblood of Orlando, Florida, absolutely, and it has been for a long time. It has cons. Even though it benefits the city financially, there are cons, and some of those cons are, again, it just clogs things up. Traffic. That's just something to think about while you're on the road. Just be aware of your surroundings, because there are a lot of tourists on the road. Another problem with tourism in Orlando is that there are some pretty amazing communities, especially closer to the parks. So places like Kissimmee and Davenport, where there's a lot of communities that could be really great and affordable for families in Orlando to live in. But the problem is that so many of the homes are bought out by investors looking to do short-term rentals. So you don't really have neighbors if you live there. But now, again, this is mainly just if you're close to Disney in certain counties. So that's just something to consider, is that is definitely a con, is the tourism. Now guys, that was just the pros and cons of living here in Orlando, Florida. Again, there's so many more pros and probably a lot more cons. I'm sure if you're a local, you probably have some more. And if you want me to make a part 2 of this video, just let me know. But really quickly guys, before we end things here, I just want to give you some good news, because I like to do that towards the end of all of my videos. The good news is this, is that Jesus Christ loves you, Jesus Christ died for you, and Jesus Christ rose from the dead to conquer sin and death for sinners like you and me, and all he asks us to do is have faith in him and repent of our sin. So seek Jesus, give your life to Christ, turn towards Jesus. It's amazing. It has changed my life. It has completely reshaped who I am. That's the good news. Seek Jesus Christ with all your heart, soul, and your mind. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you got some value out of it. I hope this helped you with your decision on moving to the Central Florida area. If you're ready to move to Orlando, Florida, or the surrounding Central Florida suburbs, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can stay up to date on all things Orlando, Florida. And guys, my team and I get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you looking to make their move to the Orlando, Florida area. So if that's you, if you're ready to make your move in the next day, in the next month, or even the next year, make sure to reach out to my team and I using the information found in the description below. And if you found this video valuable, then you'll probably like this video too. So make sure to check out this video next.